Hello, everybody. Welcome back to X-Plane 11 once again. Today we're flying the Flight Factor 757-200 V2. This has the new upgraded avionics package on board it. You'll be able to check that out here momentarily. But it is the V2 with the new update added to it. We're in Southwest Florida right now at Kilo Romeo Sierra Whiskey. We're going up to Atlanta, and we have a full flight, 170 people on board. And about an hour and a half flight today. Should be pretty smooth along the way. Might have a few thunderstorms popping up along the line in Georgia, but from what I checked, it doesn't seem like it might stay away from us. So, anywho, we're all getting things set here. Let's head up to the cockpit and get going. Welcome aboard this Boeing 757-200. You can see right here we got the new updated avionics. How cool is that? The old style CRT monitor in there, but we do have the new PIP FMC system, so that's really nice. Other than that, that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot new with the airplane itself, other than the avionics. A bunch of bugs were squashed and things like that. So here we are. Let's open up our little tablet, and we can see what we got here. Operations ground. Let's go ahead and make sure gate config's gone. And we're going to make sure the airplane itself is secure. So that left front door is going to come closed like that. Wonderful. And we're going to go ahead and get things rolling here. I'll show you what we got going on as far as the flight plan and everything. If we go to our legs page, I will put this thing into plan mode. And what we're going to do is go straight through and step. So let's go and do that. We're going to be departing off of runway 6. And we'll make that north turn there. Let's zoom out some new options here. There we go. And we can step down the ladder like this. So Seashell up to Junlo, Pullick. Then we go to Dawn intersection, and that's the middle intersection after the SID. The star begins at Bjorn, top of descent. Strider, we got Gimli, Azog, Swamg, Hobbits, because we're doing the Hobbit 2 arrival. We got Ensel, and then all of these. We've got Eagle, Shirt, Foger, hits. And then we do a manual vector to the ILS 27 right approach. And we go in on the 27 right. If we miss, we'll go out and we'll hold at tempo. That is the flight plan today. Nothing too crazy. Pretty straightforward stuff. So, airplane's ready to go. 15,000 on departure. We've got V2 plus 15 at 152. Initial heading for the runway is set. Auto brakes are RTO. And we're ready to get on out of here. Let's go ahead and turn that red light on. And we will get things going. All right, they're ready to push. Let's go ahead and get the airplane ready for that. We'll go ahead and turn our packs to the off position, and we'll release the parking brake, and they're going to start pushing us back.
Push back, and you may start engines.
And we are clear to start engines on the way back. So let's go ahead and start engine number 2 first. They're going to push us with our tail to our left here, and we'll make a right and go down towards runway 6. So over here, we're in both for engine start mode, and all we got to do now is just flip this guy over to ground. We'll put this on the engine page, and we've got N2 climbing right now. I believe it's 18% N2 will add fuel. There it is right there. It's either 18 or 19 on this airplane, but it's starting to come alive. We got N1 rotation. EGT is rising. Low pressure's rising. And we are pushing out A-OK right now. And this airplane's all about having a dark cockpit, so pretty much all these ons. We don't want any of these yellows. Those will all be gone before you know it. Actually, right now, we have 0 in the center tanks, so we can turn those center tanks off. We don't need those on. We use whatever was in there on the APU, and we don't need it. All right, that is coming to life really well. And we can go ahead and start engine number 1. That goes over to ground. Keeping an eye on the N2. Wait for 18. There we go. Happens pretty quick with these. With the RB211s, the Pratt or the Rolls-Royce engines, it goes a lot slower from what I have seen as far as the modeling of the engine goes. All right, so we have N1 rotation, EGT's rising, oil pressure rising. And we'll wait for that start valve to be closed. He's almost done with his push here completely. Yeah, we're just going to make a right turn and go out towards that Spirit airplane over there. There we go. It's over on that gen. And you can see up here we already have those on, so it does it automatically, which is really nice. I do like that about it.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake comes on. Now we can go to...
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Packs can go to the on position. Isolation valve off. APU off right there. We're now on the engine bleeds. And we're just double checking there. There we go. We're on the engine bleeds. Now they'll have some AC back there, and y'all will be happy about that. All right. So we're going to do some checklist items, and we'll see where we're at here. So we've already done all that. Before start, checklist, I already did all of that stuff. Disconnect the hand signals. We'll look for it. So before taxi is what we want. We're on normal, but we're going to put on amplified. Before taxi, here we go.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Okay, so we're on the gens now. APU goes to the off position. That's good to go there. Status display. We're going to check that. That's good to go. Flap lever. We're going to be flaps 15 for today. So 1, 2, 3. Flaps 15 checked. Flight controls. We'll go to that page here. And we got left, neutral, right. We got forward. We've got back. And we've got right rudder and a left rudder. Flight controls are free and correct. Transponder goes to TARA. Like that. Checked. Runway turn off. Light switches. Kind of difficult in this airplane. You have to get them from the overhead like this, but there they are right there. There we go. On. Beautiful. Before taxi, checklist complete. Let's go ahead and taxi down to runway 6. Almost down here to the end of the runway. Let's go ahead and do our before takeoff checklist. That is going to be wide anti-collision light will come on. Let's go ahead and do that now. And wing light comes on. We'll have landing lights on. We'll be ready to go down there. Runway turn off light switches are going to go to the off position. Again, they're kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but we'll get them just like that. Before takeoff checklist is complete. So all we got to do is line up on the runway, let the engine stabilize, and we'll go ahead and activate Toga. On this airplane, the Toga switch is right below the flight director. That little screw right there is our little hotkey for it. In real life, you would have it on the side of the throttle, that black button right there. You could hit that as well, but it's just an easier way to do that once you line up on the runway. We have live traffic on right now, and we're going to make sure traffic and weather and all that's good to go. So weather, we click that on so we can monitor any storms. As far as traffic goes, we are clear for takeoff on runway 6. There is nobody out there at all, so we're just going to roll on out of here and depart. We'll start the clock. The clock does not have an ET on it, so you can only use the chrono mode. So we'll put it in chrono mode here, and we'll line up on the runway ever so slightly. And just for the hell of it, we'll hit the recall button one more time. Everything's clear. We're looking good. Line up on runway 6. A little more power than that to get moving here around the corner. When I fly a mainline carrier, I don't do a Southwest taxi. I actually go pretty slow. All right, so we're going to line up on the runway here like this. That looks good to me. We'll go ahead and bring them up and let them stabilize about 40% like that. And we'll activate Toga. Oh, we got to turn our auto throttle on first. And Toga. There we go. Takeoff power set. Airspeed's alive. Eighty knots, cross-checked. Go on V1 here. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. This thing will climb like a banshee, man. It really does. Look at that. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay, we're lining out here on Seashell intersection. There we go. Still climbing. BNAV got shut off for some weird reason. I think whenever I touched the auto throttle system, it didn't like it. So we'll bring the nose down. Don't need to activate LNAV just yet. Make sure we're lined up a little bit better here. Start bringing our flaps up. Three 3,500 right now. We'll make sure that the nose gear light is off. Everybody else is still looking good here, monitoring our systems. Waiting for 10,000 feet. We'll turn our landing lights off and we'll accelerate beyond 250 knots. All right, climate cruise checklist. TMCPs on climb, weather radar as required. Wind, landing, lights after 10,000 feet is coming on next. No smoking seatbelts, and then monitor fuel flows. That's pretty much all we have to do. So after 10,000 feet, we'll be good to go there. So some things that are different with this airplane in particular, with the new avionics package, is this new setup here. It takes a little bit to get used to. You got your radio, baro options here. You've got your speeds here. So what you have to do is you grab the speeds, from your, say like, our ref. I'll show you that later on, but we get our speeds, and once we have our speeds, we have to enter them into this computer over here for our V speeds for takeoff, which is something different than what you're normally used to. However, there's 10,000 feet. Landing lights are off. Wing light is off. We are continuing our climb as the airplane accelerates to its next programmed speed. Very, very clear day here in Florida, and should be fun getting up to Atlanta today. We're above 18,000 feet, so we'll go STD, standard pressure, like that. And should be the same on this side. We'll have to do it for them. There we go, we're in standard pressure. So that is pretty much done. So off, and we are going to be monitoring the fuel flows. We aren't using that middle pump today. Next will be descent checklist, but right now, still climbing. right, we have reached our cruising altitude, and our seatbelt sign will go to the off position. People can move about the cabin all they would like, use lavatories, and man, we're just about over the ocean here. Florida, the rest of Florida off to our right. And we got a long stint here, 185 nautical miles to dawn. And then after dawn, we will be getting closer to our star into Atlanta. All right, let's get this airplane ready for its descent. FMC message says reset MCL out. Yes, we will do that with the MCP. Let's go down and see what it's going to be. It's going to be 6,000 MCAP, so we'll descend down to 4,000 Mercer. So let's put it down to 4,000 for right now, and we can always update that as we go along. The airplane should descend on its path as it sees fit. So let's go ahead and go to this page here. We want flaps 30, 126. Double click that. It's in there. ILS is 111.3, so let's put that in right here. 111.3. There we go. And the course is 275 today. Got a 275. There we go. 275. Those are looking wonderful. So we're just about to start our descent here, so all we gotta do is go to the descent page for that. Let's bring the range in a little bit here. There it is right there. So we just need to go to descend and then descend now. Airplane starts its descent. There it is right there. Right on the RNP, just barely. We're definitely gonna probably need some drag here. The FMC will let us know here very shortly if that is the case. But I'm going to hamper a guess that yes, that'll be the case. All right, let's turn that seatbelt sign back on. It's up here. And they can get back to their seats. Auto brakes today will be auto brakes too. That is set. And for descent checklist, nothing crazy. Landing altitude is set. It is 1,026 in Atlanta, so 1030 is what I got in there. Sweet, that is set. If it'll let me do it. Landing altitude set. ICAS, we hit the recall. Recall is good. Arrival installed in FMS. Radios tuned. Landing flaps selected in FMS. Yes, we're flaps 30. VREF, no, we haven't entered that yet. We need to do that. So, VREF, all we need to do is put that in. Flaps 30, 126 is what that's going to be. So 131. Let's go ahead and put that. Ref is already in there. Ref 126. Okay, it's already got it. All right, sweet. So we can just say, yeah, that's good to go. Back to the checklist. Entered. DHREF set. And auto brake is set as required. There we go. The set checklist is complete. Next will be approach. We'll do that around 18,000 feet. All right, making a right-hand turn here, 23,000 feet. Let's get an update on the weather in Hartsfield. Temperature there is about 97 degrees, so that's pretty darn warm there. Dew point 61, actually. Winds are 108 knots, and visibility is greater than 10 miles, so pretty clear. Clouds are few at 8,000 feet there. Altimeter is 3000, so a nice high-pressure system moving through Georgia. Looking at the flight plan here, we go out a little bit more in the range. You can see we're pretty close to making that right turn going down there. We'll be on that left downwind, and then we will be setting up for the ILS approach. The airplane has not asked for any drag. It's been holding right on RMP. It looks pretty darn good right there as our little VNAV path, and it's right on the money, man. So I'm very surprised by that. Fuel-wise, we're looking good. I always double-check that on the descent. And we'll wait for 18,000. We'll change it over to 3000, and we'll continue through our checklist. "12,000 feet, we're leveled off right now. Having a look at the legs page here, you can see why that is. We have a 12,000 foot restriction from Eagle all the way to Shirt, and then we'll start our way down towards Foger there. So that's the reason why we're hanging out at 12,000 feet. Just about to break through the clouds. You can see Hartsfield right off our nose right there. Can't miss it. Cannot miss it. We're using the Nimbus Atlanta scenery today. I haven't used that. I had a old version in there, and I don't know why I never went and updated that, but I didn't. So, was that saying IRS nav only? Yeah, we know. We know, we got you. IRS nav only on the other side too. Yep, got you. Clear that guy. Awesome. And yep, we're just gonna hang out at 12,000 feet. All right, we're on our way down. We're going to get our heading bug set where we need it. So a little bit to the right here. That's pretty good right there. So we'll go to heading hold. We'll select 095. And it should be holding 095, which it is in heading select mode right now. Because remember, we're going to go out to MCAP, and we're going to manually vector ourselves to that as we descend down to 4,000 feet. Almost to 10,000 feet, so we're waiting on that. That was the airport off to our left back there. And we are looking good here. Nice and clear below the clouds. Visibility is really nice. I mean, they weren't lying when they said greater than 10. It looks really good. So the airplane now is slowing down to 240 knots. That is the reason why we haven't descended past 10,000 feet, because it doesn't want to bust that 250 below 10,000 speed restriction. So we can see the ILS is working. Here's our localizer here. Well, I hope you can see this. And then we've got a pink diamond showing on the PFD there for our glide slope. And the reason why I say that is because for some reason Shadowplay has not been recording my mouse. Ever since that update that came out, it just doesn't record it anymore, and I don't know why that is. But there's not a lot I can do about it, so we're just kind of rolling with it. This is my only second flight with this airplane, so still a learning process. All right, wants to power up there. That looks good there. All right, now we're going to make another left-hand turn here, and we're going to intercept the ILS. So to do that, we'll just point it towards MCAP here. A nice intercept heading. All right, flaps 1. She's slowing down now. Flaps 5. Just about to grab the glide slope here. There's the glide slope. Gear down. Flaps 15. And flaps 30. Add a little bit of power here. We want to stay on that VREF. It's giving us a nice 4-knot tailwind for some reason. All right, so we'll go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. I know that's not the correct way you do it, but It'll work for me today. So I have control of the airplane right now. We're looking good. Winds are not supposed to be, they're supposed to be 350 at 8 knots. It might as we descend here. We'll see. We shall see.
1,000.
Pretty much is a direct crosswind right now. Watch our speed. It's a big airplane. So I'm not watching the ILS right now. We're just watching the PAPI lights and our speed. As we can clearly see the runway. It'll be a little high, it seems like. We'll just bring that nose down. Kind of just feel out the airplane here.
500.
There we go, looking good. Right over the highway. There's that 7-knot crosswind. Now we got the correct winds. I'll kick that left rudder over as we come over the piano keys here. 50.
50. 40. 30.
And there's the
20,
left rudder.
10.
There we go. Let it fly down. Reversers come out. Woo-wee. Just keep right aileron into that. It's only 7 knots, but just in case. As we 60, clear them. All right, auto brakes go to the off position. And we'll exit here to the right. I believe we're going to gate A13 today. We'll wait to bring those speed brakes up and everything here in a moment. All right. Bring up our power here. Go and bring those speed brakes forward. A little more power than that. We'll start cleaning the airplane up here in just a moment. Let's get that APU started. There we go. Okay, right turn here. Wing light comes off. White light comes off. We go landing lights off. Keep the nose gear light on. We'll get these turn-offs on here in a second. Other one, please. There we go. Left turn here. And we'll clean up the airplane completely with the flaps. When we take this down to the next terminal, we'll make a right. let's go ahead and stop our clock. Don't need that on anymore. Let's flip it to the opposition or whatever. Right turn here. This will bring us into the correct terminal we need to go to. Not sure why my taxiway signs are messed up. I'm going to look into that. That's interesting. Be sure to let me know what you thought of this airplane in the comments below. And if you would like to see me fly it again. I have been enjoying it. I plan to fly it a lot more so I can get more used to it. And once we get used to that, then I can easily jump over to like a 777. We might fly the 777, even though that's pretty old and outdated. We can fly the 76 again. We can kind of stick to this cockpit style, and then we can jump. So how I like to do it is, like, the reason why I fly the 73 so much is you get, you know, used to it. You can do point A to point B flights in different places and know what you're doing all the way because you're familiar with the airplane and you're flying a lot. But if you don't get that, I think this is our gate. One of these is. They don't have them on the side of the building, actually. We'll just park over here on the other side. How about that? So with Airbus systems, I try not to mesh Airbus and Boeing together during the same time, just because I don't want my brain to explode. They all do it differently. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to go to the left here, so nose gear light comes off. Let's go ahead and turn those guys off as well. And we'll taxi into the gate. He's got an X down there. Let's go. Park and brake on. APU should be on, and all should be well. Should be able to just shoot this thing straight off here. All we gotta do is make sure APU is good and isolation valve is good. Kill the engines on both sides. Red light comes off, and now we can turn off the seatbelt signs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Atlanta Hartsfield International Airport. Hope you enjoyed the flight today. It was a lot of fun showing you the 757-200. We'll have to do it again soon. I'll see you next time. Take care.